let's just say my woman, I'll say something to her, and she wouldn't like it. But she says the same thing that I said to me later on that day. Now I look at it as in my head, I'm like, I'm not able to tell you something. I'm not able to tell you something that you don't like, but you go ahead say the same thing but in different words to me, and it's okay.
With several billion members, the human race is divided in two distinct sexes, male and female. While men are simple creatures requiring only the most rudimentary of emotional needs to be satisfied, there is a subgroup classified as the nice guy, a dying breed of chivalrous, romantic, domesticated gentlemen whose qualities are desired by the opposite sex. Allegedly. However, they are dismissed, scoffed, and confined in such concepts as the bestie, work husband, and the dreaded friend zone.
You don't think this is a little bit too dramatic? Just let it happen.
Joe and Jason are the last of the nice guys.
What's up, guys, ladies and gentlemen, and I guess non-human beings or aliens or whatever you call yourself nowadays. Welcome to episode 13. Is it 13? 14?
Was that a crack at gender or like, what was that?
I don't know. Everyone's sensitive nowadays. Give me a break. Episode
Thank you for tuning into
13.
Yes, episode 13.
Episode 13. Shut up. 13.
13.
Last of the nice guys. Thank you for joining us. I am your only a little bit NC one half host, Joe, and with me is
Jason.
And we are the last of the nice guys. It's fucking LaCroix he's drinking right now. Anyway.
I'm drinking LaCroix, sedentary stuff, because we are revamping our dietary needs here in the household to accommodate one of my sons. And that's what I'm drinking right now, and it's delicious.
You should get this as well. You should get this. House, New York. Sponsor us, House. I drink your stuff almost every day. It's really good. Well, then you're in Florida. It's seltzer water. Seltzer water.
Is it 0 calories? 0 calories?
Zero calories. Look, 0.
Oh,
calories.
Good. Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
My flavor is berry. What's your flavor?
Mine's black cherry. Black cherry.
Delicious.
Black of the berry. Black of the berry, the sweet of the juice.
So white.
I am.
Today's topic, sir.
Today's topic. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was thinking about Hal's seltzer water. 0 calories.
Sedentary stuff.
Sponsor us. The topic today for episode 13 is do unto others as they would do unto you. Now, I told you before, I'm not even sure if I'm butchering the quote, but if you pretty much Google it or understand what I'm saying, it's pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much don't do something or say something to somebody that you wouldn't want done to you. And the reason why I'm bringing this topic up and why it's so dear to my heart is because excuse me, I have been but I have been in situations, not, I guess, recently and maybe give or take past 3 years or 4 years, in situations where, I can, and I can come, and I can sit here and give you hundreds of examples, but I could, just by me saying something, and maybe it's something that I said aggressive, or maybe it slipped out of my mouth. We all make mistakes, whatever. I had said something and I'll give an example. Let's just say my woman. I'll say something to her, and she wouldn't like it. She would turn a blind eye. She would yell at me. She would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you say that? Um, is there something wrong with you?" Make it seem like it's my fault that I even mentioned that or said it in the first place. So later on in that day, she said something similar to me, not out of spite, by the way, and not because she was thinking about what that little argument that we had because of what I said, but she says the same thing that I said to me later on that day. Now I look at it as in my head, I'm like, so wait a minute, I am not able to, I'm not able to tell you something. I'm not able to tell you something that you don't like, but you go ahead say the same thing but in different words to me, and it's okay. Now I don't know. Please, I need your opinion on this, Jay, because I've been having this issue again, like I said, for a while, and I don't understand, you know, what is going on. And I feel like at times you start to get crazy mentally because you're like, wait a minute, did I really do something wrong? So I need to know for a fact, why is it that, and I'm going to put this on blast. Why is it that these women do this on a regular basis? That they have the entitlement and the right to say and do whatever they can say or do, but we can't do the same thing. And if we do say the same
So,
thing that they do, it is all hell breaks loose. Why?
so what you're referring to? I mean, when I thought when you brought up this do unto others, and before I get into it, I'd like to read this. The World English Bible translates the passage as, "Therefore, whatever you desire for men to do to you, you shall also do to them. This is the law and the prophets." So I thought you were referring to more like people in general, the hypocrisy of people. But I've had a conversation about this many times. You're talking about the male female double standard.
Yeah, oh,
Is
you
what
know
you're
what?
referring to.
That could have been added to the title and to the discussion of today's topic. Yeah, double standard
Yeah,
in
you're
today's
talking about the you
right,
mean male female double standards because
right.
it goes both ways. Like how a dude who's sleeping around with many different women is a stud, but a woman who's sleeping around with different men is a slut. There are inherent societal double standards that are present between both sexes, not
Right.
gender. I don't use the term sexes. And so yeah, I know what you're referring to. So that's what it is. I thought you were talking about like in general, like if I don't snitch on you, don't snitch on me, kind of thing. But if you're narrowing it more down to that, that is the inherent hypocrisy of women that I've noticed. I used to coin a term called the female condition. I actually had written an unpublished book once called "Scorned: The Female Condition," and
Oh,
basically,
that was my.
I took yeah, and I did a little web series about it too. And I took actual interviews with I think 15 of the closest females in my life at the time, and I asked them leading questions. And these questions I was able to extrapolate the 10 pillars of what made the female condition. And hypocrisy was one of them. Double talk was another one. I don't remember them by heart anymore. That was such a long time ago. That was like the beginning of my studio. I have to look it back up. I did like a mini study, my study of my own. It was supposed to become a really good documentary, but I just never completed it because I get too much hell for it because it became like you're bashing women. I'm like, no, I'm not bashing women. I'm revealing your inherent hypocrisy. You just don't like to hear it.
Exactly. I love that when you said the way you said that.
That's what it is. That's what I tell people. Like you're bashing us. You're dwelling. I'm not dwelling. I'm using my personal history with women, and I'm trying to study and explain it because it didn't make any sense how certain things were happening. I'm just like, wait a minute, what is going on? And people were like, well, why bother trying to understand women because men will never understand women. I said that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. So you're referring to the inherent hypocrisy of women, which is that they will chastise you or scorn you for doing something that they themselves do or don't do. Now I'm gonna bring up something. A friend of mine, Nicole, she's one of our listeners. She insisted that I watch this Netflix series, Love Is Blind. Okay, and Joe, I need you whenever you have time to just look it up and watch it. It is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But okay, it was so stupid. It was so dim-witted. It made no sense, but I couldn't stop watching. Okay, and I was so ashamed of it. That's how ashamed I was because I know that this is trash, but I couldn't stop watching it. It's called Love Is Blind, so I bring it up only because of this. There's a scene where all right, here's the premise for those who don't know what Love Is Blind is. It's a bunch of women, a bunch of men. They're all secluded in in these this like underground bunker type of thing, or it's nice looking, but it's like you don't have no TV, you don't have your phones, nothing, and you're supposed to go on like 22 dates. But here's the kicker: you're talking to a wall, and the wall behind the other walls is a woman. They can't see you, you can't see them. You're supposed to do connections. You're supposed to make connections with people just based upon their voice and their personality and how you get along. And you're supposed to then, if you find somebody, propose to them by the end of 22 days, okay? And try and get married, whatever, okay? That's what it's love. That's the premise. So it's one couple that fell in love with each other's personalities in like 2 weeks or whatever. They're now they've met. They eventually meet, and you see how that happens.
Right.
She she had a problem with him. Um, that whenever she try and talk to him, he'd be on his phone, or he'd check his phone in the middle of a heartfelt conversation. And one example of it was when he was they were at the gym and she was asking him a question, and he just checked his phone real quick. At least that's what it looked like on camera. Real quick, he just checked the notification on his phone. She got upset about that. So I want to say in the same episode or the next episode, he's at dinner. He took her out to dinner. He's basically about to go into tears, trying to say, "Listen, I want this to work out. It's not really working out. I mean, like, what can I do to make it work?" And as he's in the middle of a heartfelt conversation, she checks her phone, and and then the bass drop, and he just goes, "Did you just check your phone?" I said, "Yeah, it was just for a minute." It's like, but you just harped on me about that just like literally a minute ago. How are you? How is it okay that you can check your phone while I'm having a heartfelt conversation? But when we're at the gym, whatever, and you're asking me a mundane thing about food, you harped on me because I looked at my phone. I said, "How is this? How is it? I don't understand." "Oh, relax. I just checked it for a second." But that's what I did. You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
God.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what you're talking about, the inherent hypocrisy. Because yeah, you can like there was this one girl that is like, um, I I'll never let my man go through my phone. It's none of their business. But I can't be the guy who has a password on his phone. I said, why? Why can't you be the guy who has a password on his phone? Because I should be able to go through it whenever I want. I said, pump the brakes. You just said to me, no man you're dating, no man has any right to go through your phone, correct? Right. But you just said that you can't have a man who has a password on his phone because you should feel like if you guys in a relationship, you should be able to go through it whenever you want. She's like, yes. So I looked at her and I said, what? What are you talking about? Why? Why do you think it's okay for you to go through his phone, but he can't go through your phone? Well, I got nothing going on. I'm a faithful person. No, no, hold on. Hold on. I got nothing going on. I'm a faithful person. I said, okay. Well, I got nothing going on. I'm a faithful person. What's your point? you know. And mind you, this is not a girl I was talking to on that level. We were just. I think was a coworker or something like that, just whatever. And we just mentioned it to each other. And I'm looking at her like, are you nuts? What are you talking about? That is the definition of double standard. So, I get what you're saying, and it's a my God, that is one of the pillars of the female condition, is that there is a double standard and an inherent hypocrisy where you don't like it being done to you, but you will do it to. I'm pretty sure the same thing occurs with you and your son's mother. I mean, I have
Well,
examples
well,
for
not
days.
I back in the day, not to cut you off because you are right.
Yeah.
Not excuse me. Not now. But back in the day, yes. That was a
Well,
free,
yeah. I mean,
yeah, 'cause that was and you know that for a fact. That was a frequent thing. Um, again, I mean, I don't know if you can throw maturity or age in that whole dilemma, but back in the day, that happened more times than I can imagine. With that person. Now though, it's. I mean, now that I'm like somewhat well established. I have a much more mature, much more wiser. I can say that I start to realize this behavior instantly, and I don't like it. And I do happen to go through with it, and it happens to me on a regular basis now. Um, and it's something that I just don't. I don't take. It's something that bothers me so much because if if you throw okay if you throw the maturity part into this whole thing, a mature
right.
woman, 9 times out of 10, a mature woman can see that this behavior is happening. They can stop themselves. They can try to address it, change it, whatever they can do to make it not happen again. I feel like maturity is a very big factor into
Right.
the whole double standard thing of that happening. And I think that um, it, if a woman's maturity level, I wouldn't say like I'm a big shot is on par with mine because sometimes I can be very immature, but I'm definitely more
Agreed.
mature than
Agreed.
usual. So I think that as opposed to it happening on a mature level, if the woman can recognize that this behavior is a reoccurring and it's a reoccurrence, they can stop it. Because I don't see how you can be an adult, a fully grown adult, and let something like that slide and even have it happen. Like what you were saying before with the whole going through the phone business. That makes zero sense to me. I don't understand that. You can literally use my phone whenever you want to go through with it, to go through it. But the moment I pick yours up, it's a problem, and I
Yep.
can't do anything about it. No,
Yep.
it's not how it works. That's not how it works. You cannot you just because we're together, you have to have you have to establish some sort of boundaries. And I'm not saying we have to go by a certain set of rule books or it has to be something like that, like a robotic type of thing going on, but you need to at least uphold some sort of boundaries when it comes to stuff like this. And quite honestly, um, the the whole behavior of a woman doing something or saying something in which it's okay and it's normal and it's perfect, and I do the same thing and it's a problem. I think that that's kind of like a I think to me it sounds like a mental disorder. It's like a mental thing that occurs. And I don't mean to like
What?
I don't mean to take it that far, but like you like there has to be something that clicks in your head that tells you, oh wait a minute, I know for a fact, like, I know for a fact that he just said this to me, but I'm saying the same thing, and it's so like there has to be something that clicks, and if nothing, like I just don't understand at times. Maybe it's because I view the world in certain parts, and certain behaviors for people in a black or white sense, and I know not everything is black and white. I get it. Not everybody's gonna think the same way, especially women. It's gonna think the same way that I think. But certain behaviors and certain occurrences that happen, you have to like stop for a second and think about it before you continue. And the same thing goes for this whole um, double standard thing of I can do whatever I want, say what I want, and you can't, even though it's the same shit. It can't like it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I'm the first one to tell you, Jay. I love my fiance. I always tell you this every podcast. I love her, and it's true. But that is one of the underlying issues that we have is her stance. Hey, too bad, Joe. I could say this and do this, and if you say the same thing or do the same thing, I'm gonna knock you on your fucking ass for that. I'm gonna yell
That
at
makes
you. I'm.
sense.
It's does it does I can sit here. We can be. This episode can last until tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Of all the examples that I have of this happening, and it's like, dude, how many times are we going to talk about this? Conversations after conversation with her about how do you realize that I said the same thing to you? Oh no, do you realize that yeah, I said the same thing to you earlier before yesterday and you went ahead said the same thing and thought it was okay and cool? And the answer I get back is, well, I'm a woman. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. Hmm.
yeah. So to
And of
me,
course, that's when I do this. What does that mean? That's it. What do you mean? That's what that would be my immediate response. Is what do you mean?
what does that mean, man? Like, what does that mean? I'm a man. What does that mean? Should I go ahead and do manly things? That that would that men back in the day would do in situations like this. Because I can tell you, in certain eras, like in the 50s or 40s, whatever, men would handle this a different way. Not saying that that's valid because it's not. It's not valid, and I don't condone
Of
that.
course not.
But
Of course not.
things have
I
changed.
condone it. Allegedly.
Things have changed, times have changed, and the eras have changed, and we don't handle things that way. So instead, I would prefer a mature conversation as to why the fuck do you have to be that way when you can just handle it differently. Please, 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 for any men out there who have a certain situation or a dilemma that we're talking about when it comes to your girlfriend, wife, or fiance, whatever, um, try to like don't try to discuss with her about why this is so wrong. Because I don't know about you guys out there, but this shit affects me so much to the point where it's like I don't even want to say or do anything no more. That's why my level of caring, not for her, because I always care about her, but my level of caring for small things and like certain situations, I don't care no more. I put my arms up like this. You know that meme with the guy who goes like this? That's
Yep.
me. I think they made that for me because I usually do this all the time. Oh well, like I don't. To me, I've become less caring for certain situations or things because you keep on putting me in this house where you are always right with everything, and you have to say this because it's right, and I'm always wrong, and it's the
But
same shit.
Joe,
It's the same
Joe,
thing.
happy. But Joe, happy wife, happy life. She's always right. When she's wrong, she's right. When you're wrong, you're wrong. When you're right, you're wrong. I
Okay,
mean, but Joe, happy wife, happy life. Come on.
and that's supposed to be valid.
That's what they say. That's what they
Did,
say.
didn't we
Oh,
have an
okay.
episode like that before? Happy wife, happy life. Didn't we? Or
Uh,
that didn't come up in one of our episodes? I
I'm
could have
sure it probably did.
I could have
I'm sure it
sworn
probably did.
I could have sworn that was one of the sayings. Excuse me, as I fix my Alexa app over here. My Alexa thing fell down. So
Alexa is always listening, so be careful.
yeah,
Always
she is.
listening.
She is. She'll probably comment on this because she's a woman too.
Oh my god.
So yeah. So that's my take on that.
We probably discussed it in episode four, selfishness. Episode four was called selfishness and the definition of cheating, and I think we probably got
We probably
into it
did.
there about women's selfishness and I'm pretty sure because as I'm looking through our episodes, I'm like that one stuck out to me. I'm like, yep, I think that one right there is when we talked about it.
Yeah.
Probably also, yeah, it was probably that
I
episode.
mean this.
You guys should check out that episode.
No, please do because this kind of correlates with this episode and the whole double standard issue. I mean, we can literally have double standard issue. We can really have a conversation about that. We can make it a whole episode
Oh
if you want
yeah, oh yeah.
because
It could be a three-part episode. It could be double standards in family, double standards in friendship, double standards in relationship, double standards with women. I mean, the double standard is such a broad topic when it comes to different aspects of life. So I mean, double standard can come back plenty of times. So we can always bring this back up. Right now, we're just discussing the double standard as it applies to women and their hypocrisy. So we can always bring this back for work, play, everything. So trust me.
hypocritical women are for some reason I
A
have
dime
been
a dozen. Okay.
a dime a dozen and they have been the bane of my existence. They seem to they seem to come up uh or have been like in my life those type of women since what in my teens. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like bad luck that occurs. But again,
No, it's I don't
I'm
think
not
it's bad luck. It's just it's inherent. You know. Most people. Like for me, referring to the girl that I just recently ended a relationship with. There was a double standard there because, or in general, like if you won't hear from somebody, like, hey, I haven't heard from you in like 3 days. She'd say to me, and I'd be like, all right, I haven't heard from you either. What's your point? Like, I understand if you were
ah
calling. You see what like where communication is both ways, but it's also double. Women somehow believe you need to call them and text them every day, and if you don't, you don't care. But then hey, I haven't heard from you in a couple of days. I'm like, yeah, cool. I haven't heard from you either. There's a difference between if you've been reaching out and I didn't answer, I get it. It's all on me. But if I didn't reach out and you didn't reach out, but yet it's my fault because I didn't reach out, that's the reason why we didn't speak for a couple of days. And it used to happen with me for me and her a couple of times. We could go once we went as long as 5 days not talking at all. Mind you, this is when we were dating. And I was doing my own thing. I wasn't really thinking about it. And she goes, "Hey, I haven't heard from you. What's going on?" I'm like, "I haven't heard from you either. What's going on with you?" "Oh, well, you didn't call me." Okay, you didn't call or text me
And
either.
you didn't
What's your
call me
point?
either.
What's like? What are you trying to say? Like,
What's
I
the
mean,
obligation
if you're,
sits on you?
I'm saying, exactly. As I said, if the communication is going to completely fall in my hands, then we're gonna have a problem because I got a lot going on, and unfortunately, let's say that I don't care about you, but I don't wake up saying, you know, I, I gotta make sure I say hi or good morning, beautiful every day. I can't do that anymore. I mean, A, that's not me anymore. That's one,
Right, right.
and two, it's just you're not that priority in my life yet, where you've become part of my routine. Not to say you're
Uh,
not important, but priorities for me gets fall into a routine. It takes a hot minute for me to alter my routine for another priority. It has to be there for a while. It has to be imminent. So, again, not saying that she wasn't worthwhile, or whatever. But what I am saying though is that
I wanna
she would.
piggyback what you said, Jay. I want your opinion on this question.
Okay.
What's your take on because you just mentioned which brought it which something came up in my head with that example, what you said about how no, literally perfect. Some came up with the example of how you just told me, yeah, you didn't contact me since like last Saturday, whatever, and you respond with, well, you didn't contact me either. And the communication lies with that. With that being said, piggyback question. What's your take on like, and how do you feel if someone that let's just say I guess you knew for a long time didn't remember your birthday and didn't say happy birthday? Like, what if they didn't text you happy birthday, but they normally did? Um,
Hmm.
years down the line, since you met them, they
Right.
normally did, and they just shot like a little simple, "Hey, happy birthday" text. What if one
Right.
year they happen to forget? Like, would you feel? Is there a feeling of you and being like, "Oh, that motherfucker, he just fucking forgot to text me," like, or she forgot to text? Like, would you feel a way about that? Would you be mad?
I don't think so. To be honest with
Would
you,
it
I
be like? Would you care?
I don't think so. I mean, it's nice to recognize. It's nice to get a happy birthday text. I mean, or happy birthday or recognition of your birthday. But you know, I'm not 12. And so like don't get me wrong. Like don't get hold on. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If I said boom, that every day of my birthday we go out, we party, and and I need you to be here, and you don't show up, I'm gonna feel some kind of. Because trust me, when I had a birthday party last June, and I invited the world to come out to this Star Wars crawl, and all that I ended up going with was a chick that I was seeing at the time, my homie, and her date for the night. It was fun. Just the four of us was great, but I wanted a
Right.
group, and almost either they couldn't come, they didn't show up, or they canceled last minute. I'm just like, yo, no, that put me. I felt something then because I'm like, look, I don't ever really ever want to go, hang out for my birthday. This is the first time, like, let's go, and I just want to go out and just start the Star Wars bar crawl. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, I felt some kind of way then. But did I feel any kind of way about anybody not sending me a text saying happy birthday or whatever? No, not really.
It didn't bother you. It was like you didn't go ahead and make a big scene out of it. Have it bother you, right? Like you didn't think like,
No, no.
I should probably retaliate and send them a text 2 days
Wait,
later.
what? Saying what? The fuck? What do you retaliate? What is this? We're at war?
Oh my God.
Shots fired? Like what?
Okay. The reason for this question, is simply because I know of people. I know of people who.
I know of people. Yeah, I know of people. Keep going. Keep going. I'm
I
sorry.
know. I know of certain individuals of whom I am very close with. And I'm not talking about you, by the way. Like, because me and you, like, we have a bond that's far beyond what I'm about to tell you
I
right
mean,
now.
I mean,
Um, yeah.
the guy seems to be on par with me. So I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that anymore.
Anyway, so I know of certain individuals, right, who who take it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have to say it because it bothered me. It's bothered me so fucking much. Certain individuals who in that specific realm
Mm-hmm.
you don't say happy birthday to them, and it could be either a voice, a phone call, or a text, and you've known the person for many years, and they don't say anything for probably many reasons. Either they forget, or
Or
they
God forbid,
they
life gets in the way. But
life
okay.
gets in the way, and your priorities are like what you said are somewhere else, which is fine, but they forget, and the person that has the birthday takes it so much to heart that they have to be obligated to have this bother them to their core, um, and even go further to even tell the person who didn't have a happy birthday to them, hey, my birthday passed and I didn't hear anything from you. Now, I've never dealt with this behavior before, nor have I ever heard of this behavior. I've had friends who I've known, female friends at that, who I could still today call them female friends, but we don't talk as often, if not at all. But I still consider them a friend because of what we went through in the past. Not nothing about dating, nothing about like sleeping with each other. We were just normal friends, and we've been through a lot together, and we spoke to each other a lot back in the day. But now we don't. And I'm
Okay.
not bothered by that. So if I don't, what you said before, if I don't contact them and they contact me by saying, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while, how come you haven't contacted me? It's because life got in the way. It's because I've been busy doing things. It's because I have kids. It's because I may be struggling with something going on. Anything in life can happen. With that being said, I don't understand why not texting somebody for their birthday on the day of or the next day and saying happy birthday is such a dramatic and overwhelming thing for the person who has the birthday. And I'm saying this because yes, Jay,
Because you're inconsiderate.
you're right, sure.
Yeah.
I guess right. I'm inconsiderate, right. So I'm telling you this, Jay, because this really happened. And this is not a
I need
joke.
you to know that. I need you to know this actually happened.
No,
Male or
no,
female?
female.
Oh, okay, okay.
The female was had the birthday. She got pissed that there was like three people that didn't say happy birthday, and she had to make a point. Make she had to make it a point to call those three people out in some way, whether via phone call or text, saying that that was my birthday. Now, what is that? Is that a mental disorder to have to
Ah!
for someone to be obligated to tell you happy birthday, and if they don't say it, you get pissed. I don't know what you call that. I don't know what if that like is that important in life. I mean,
Well, look,
do you stop
I,
being friends with
I
them?
agree. Oh, I don't know about all that now. That's ridiculous. But what
They
I'm saying is I do know that some people take their birthdays very seriously. Some people take it very seriously, and they it's one day a year. It's their year, their day a year. They expect to be recognized by those that they hold in a certain high esteem. I can see that. I don't get it, because I couldn't. I don't because I don't care. Not that I don't care about my birthday. I just don't put that much stock into it. Where I expect that I get the courtesy text. When it comes to those things, I prefer not to get them. It's annoying, it's because all it's gonna be is about happy birthday. What annoys me the most is on my birthday when people that I never talked to or almost never talked to flood my wall with happy birthday um text. And I'll go there and it'll say, "Oh, you have 56 wall posts," and you go through all of them. And I at one point I used to respond to every single one of them. Now I don't. I don't even hit like anymore because you're
I
not
don't
doing it
either.
because you want to do it. You're doing it because you feel obligated because we shared something or some kind of something, and you're like, well, it popped up on my feed. Let me think, and then God forbid you take it from Facebook to my phone, and then of course, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate the 30 seconds that it took or less to do it, but it's not coming from a it's coming from like a routine, from almost like a chore, almost like a
Right, right. My
you
point
know what I'm saying?
exactly. My point. Why are you doing it as a routine? Why?
Exactly.
Why do I have to? Why am I feeling stressed out and
Hmm.
terrible because you decided to tell me, "Hey, you're a loser for not saying happy birthday to me." Why am I getting stressed out? I have enough stress in my life on a regular
Right.
basis. Now I have to worry about, oh, she's mad at me because I didn't say happy birthday.
I mean, I understand if you were
Friends.
like if you were closer, like if you saw each other like, every day, like, or I don't expect, but if you actually had like a close friendship, and
Right,
then you just completely forgot, yes, then
right,
I understand it. But if you're
right.
just if you had a history, close history, but now you're kind of just acquaintances, you're
Yeah,
someone that I
and you
used
guys
to know.
don't talk as much and stuff like that. Yeah,
Exactly. You don't talk as much. You don't hang out. Then, no, I don't expect you to say happy birthday to me or to
right.
remember. But if you're my boy or my homegirl and we hang out weekly and we talk every day on the phone, yeah, maybe I'll give you some grief for not saying happy birthday to me, but more like a you're a prick, and having fun with it more so than
Yeah,
really
no, yeah.
chastising you. But the simple fact is though, I would understand if this was your homegirl, you guys hung out and talk all the time, and then you happen to forget. Then I'd say, yeah, you're kind of wrong for that. You might need to make it up. But at the same time,
I'll
really,
be the first one to admit I agree with you with the Facebook things. I don't respond around my birthday. I have like whatever
yeah,
number it is they say happy birthday. I look at them. I don't say shit. I don't. I think it's become like I told you before in the earlier podcast, the last podcast. I was like I just became an I don't care type person, and it's not to hurt anybody. I'm not hurting
no,
anybody.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I'm not trying to say, hey, I don't give a shit about you. I care about my friends and my family and my woman and
right,
I care about these people. But my attitude about certain things, situations,
yeah,
is a true and a big I don't care. I just don't care about a lot of things anymore like I used to. I love what I love.
right,
One of my favorite things in the world is, as you know, is I love ink and tattoos. I for some
right,
reason it's like a therapy thing for me. Um, and it sounds weird, but it's my thing. And
right,
I'm not gonna sit here and listen to anybody tell me how bad they are or how ugly they look. That's your opinion, that's fantastic. But
right,
I'm not gonna stop my life because I need to hear what you have to say and your negativity. Same thing goes
right,
for if I miss a birthday, a happy birthday. Like you
right,
said, if it's not someone that you see on a regular basis, I mean, if it's not your wife or your mother or your kid, those people, I would expect you to remember their birthdays and stuff like that because those are the
right,
people you see on a regular basis. But if it's like a friend that you speak to once a month or 4 times a month or whatever, or you see them seldomly, who cares if you miss their birthday? Who gives a shit? Am I going to stop liking you as a friend and completely disregard you? And like I said, this happened. This happened, which is why I need to bring it up in this podcast in this episode because it's fucking nuts. It's crazy. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get why certain people are like this, and they will fight you till the end to tell you their stance as to why that person, boy or girl, is a piece of shit for forgetting to say happy birthday. And it's funny to hear these stance, these
yeah, yeah,
explanations. You sit
yeah,
there, it's like watching a comedy movie, only live in your face.
yeah.
It's fucking unbelievable to me. I don't understand it. I'm sure there are people out here who listen to our podcast that have gone through a similar situation or who are going through it like me. So, yeah, I had to rant. I'm sorry, dude. I had to do
No,
that.
no, it's fine because is that what I've said is don't mistake apathy for dismissal. Just because we are a little apathetic, meaning we're aloof, certain things that don't matter to us, doesn't mean that we disregard or we're dismissing of you or how you feel or anything like that. It just means that we don't take everything seriously, everything to heart. We only give our investment and our time into what we deem worthy of our investment in our time.
Right.
And you might take, and it sounds insulting, not to say that you're not worth our time or investment, but again, and I've said this so many times in these podcasts, such things have to be earned. You have to earn this kind of behavior. You have to earn to be a priority. You have to earn to be thought of and to be appreciated and to matter. You have to earn it, and this is with everybody. Just unfortunately, when somebody has an apathetic disposition to them, thanks to life, which I mean, I have the same thing. I completely identify with what Joe says because I do. I'm very apathetic. I don't
Yeah.
care about. I don't even care about the fact that I don't care. That's how bad it is. I don't care that I don't care. You know, and that's why like people say, Jay, you're so calm and so just stoic, and I'm just like, yeah, because I just don't care. I don't care. you know um and to get me to care is a special thing. So if you get me to care, man, you've done it. You
Yeah.
hit the jackpot. But just because I don't care, just because I'm apathetic, doesn't mean I'm dismissive or a piece of shit or an
Yeah.
asshole
Right.
or
Right.
or that I just don't,
Right.
that I'm gonna like disregard your feelings, your emotions. No, what it does mean though is that if you don't tell me, I probably won't know. Or
Right.
I can't
Don't
guarantee, but you telling me I'm gonna
don't get
care.
the. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I couldn't agree
But
with
what
you
I
more.
am saying though is that I'm not gonna sit there and try and figure it out. If you like if yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like for me, if this happened to me, um, I would have said by simple phrase, "I'm sorry you feel that way," just like that. I'm sorry you feel that way,
I'm sorry you feel that way. Yeah.
it is so it's so much of a mundane response for me because I mean it. I saw you feel that way. That wasn't my intention. I saw you feel that way, but you're not gonna get anything else besides that. That is not here's a good example. A former friend and a former brand partner from another production um, is
Mm.
is 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 trying to come back to that production. It's actually my own fault because I wanted him involved in something in an anniversary special, and it's going a lot further than that, which is fine. It's not a problem, right? But to before he can before he said that, look, this is, I want to come back, I want to do this stuff. He said he broke it down and he's like, listen, I felt like you put your studio above the well-being of my life or my time or what I'm going through, or a brother and a friend. And my response was at first, I rewrote my response a couple of times, but first I was going to say, I'm sorry you feel that way. But and that's what it is. I don't
Right.
care because
Right.
a a I never placed my world or anything going in my world above you. The only thing that I had put on you was your responsibilities for that particular brand, which
Right.
of course is being produced by my studio. But you never once was called out on you're not making my studio run. No, it was you're not doing what you need to do for the brand. So when he laid out his complaints or his grievances about what led to his departure, I was taken aback, and I said, what? Like I don't want to I don't want to discuss any of this. Like I don't. I mean, this is over a year ago. Why must I entertain this thought? Did I entertain it? Sure. Did I respond? Absolutely. Did I give my unabridged thing? Did I admit where my shortcomings were? Did I admit when I was being combative? Absolutely. But did I say that I that I regret the words that I used? No. Did I regret my actions? No. No. Not at all. Not at all. And why? Because I don't care.
Right.
Okay, I don't. I because I don't do. Jason says what he means and means what he says. He doesn't say anything out of anger, out of malice. What he will say, his tone and the words that he uses, you know, yes, that can be regrettable out of anger and out of malice. But what I'm saying, the general gist of what I'm saying, I never say anything I don't mean out of anger. I don't say something. If I say something to you, anger or not, I mean what I say.
Right.
Will I walk it back if I'm wrong, if I'm proven wrong? Absolutely. But I will never say, well, I didn't mean that. No, I meant it. I know I meant it. You know I meant it. The question is, how did I convey it to you? Did I say it to you in a very neutral tone, or did I dig it in your face? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Yeah.
Did I assault you with my words? Because I can do it. I can tell you something negative in a very neutral way and in a very I want to hurt you kind of way.
Right.
If you push me to that point.
Right.
So but the fact that however I get my message across, as long as I get my message across, I don't care how you take it. I don't care what your intentions were. So even though I made sure that you're fucking up, you know, you took it as, oh, your studio's more important. Oh, you don't care about what's going on in my life. Hold on now. One, no, I don't care what's going on in your life because what's going on in your life is independent from our brand. That's like me going to my boss and saying, listen, you give me a hard time for coming into work late, but you don't care what's going on in my life.
Right.
My boss would look at me and be like, I'm sorry,
Um.
like,
Yeah.
what does that
Like,
mean?
what do you mean
Saying
by that?
so no, friendship aside, this is just a brand, and so I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It's apathy, but it's an apathy that it is an acquired apathy that in no way, no how means that we are malicious or egotistical. It just means that we just don't care. We don't care, and there's nothing wrong with not caring so long as you're not malicious or evil or dismissive
Yeah.
about it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. You
If
you can be
that's
an I
it.
don't care person and be super nice about it.
It's true. I mean, I don't care, and I'm still one of the most dependable people that you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
I don't care, but I'm still literally generous person, nice guy. But guess what? I really don't care, you know. And you have to work hard to get me to care. And when you get me to care, oh my God, that's great. Congratulations.
Ladies,
But
you heard
understand.
it first.
So I'm just saying. Um, what was this topic about anyway?
Do unto
Hypocrisy
others, yeah, hypocrisy and
of
double
women and do it to
standard,
others.
and
Double
a bunch
standard
of
and
like
yeah,
two other things in one. So this was a good episode. This was a very good episode. We
it is a
actually
good episode. It is a good episode.
we
Good
covered a lot of ranting when it came to how we
We
feel,
did. We did.
and that was great.
We
We need
did.
that. This is therapy. Maybe aside from me
That's
getting
the point.
aside from me getting tattoos, this is also therapy for me as well. So it
By the
worked.
way, your tattoos are ugly and unprofessional.
Fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, any final? No, I'm gonna ask you now. Any final thoughts, my good friend Jay?
um, okay, do unto others. I've always said very clear, and I've said many times in the past, do not expect from the universe what you're not willing to do yourself, what you're not willing to give. So do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Do not do or do not expect to have something done to you that you're not willing to do yourself, and do not do to others what you don't want done to you. That's literally if you before you do something that you know is shady and disgusting or religious, ask yourself one question: would I like this being done to me? If the answer is if his answer is anything but no, then don't do it. As simple as that. When it comes to women hypocrisy, women, you guys don't know what you want. You don't know what you believe in. No, in general, no. But women hypocrisy, I mean, you women, you guys know exactly what you guys are doing. You guys know that you guys have a double standard. You guys know that you expect more than you're willing to give. You know, you expect us to take you out, but you're not willing to take us out. You expect us to pay the bills, but you don't want to pay our bills. You expect to be treated like a queen, but you treat us like a pauper, like a peasant. You want us to be lovey dovey, but you don't show any romance to us. You want to be loved. You want to show some fantastic emotions and grand gestures on Valentine's Day. We don't even get a card. You want us to make a big deal out of your birthday, and you might even get us cologne. So I'm just being real when it comes to things like this. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to romance. Romance is double sided. I can't tell you the last time. I
Yep.
cannot tell you the
There,
last time a woman has ever
there
been
he is
romantic
again.
with me.
There he is again. There's the me.
Who?
There's the emoji. There's the guy.
Exactly. There's the meme. There's the meme. There's the meme. And
I
this is why
love.
we don't care. And this is why when and going to apathy now. This is why when the most recent girl that broke up with me, allegedly, I didn't care. I said okay. That's it. The only reason why the conversation lasted beyond that is because she wanted to be friends. Didn't understand why I didn't want to be friends. But I just said okay. But she says I'm making it difficult. How am I making it difficult? I just literally said okay. I'm not fighting with you. I didn't disagree with you. You want to end it? That's cool. All right, moving on. I said okay.
Keep
You
it
know,
keep it a balance, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it, especially
and
listen.
and so I'm just saying that that's just the way it is with me. You people can walk in and out of my life, and I'll just say okay. Well, you can walk out of my life. Walking back in is a little bit harder now. I'm a little different. So that's breaking down for me. Final thoughts from you about all the stuff we discussed.
Keep it keep it at a balanced level, guy. Women, women, ladies. I'm not gonna speak for men, even though I come off sounding sexist, but keep it at a balanced level, man. Like exactly what everything that Jay said, in my opinion, how I feel is the same way he feels, and we that I'm connecting with him on that level. I understand and I agree with him. Keep it balanced. Like if you want things done for yourself and you don't want certain things to be said to you, don't say it to us. Don't do it to us. The end. All right. And I'm expecting comments and feedback from this. So,
Oh hell yeah! You know
yeah,
we're gonna be torn apart by this.
yeah.
We're gonna
Take
just
it
the
away,
title
Jay.
alone.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So, yeah, all right. Well, that's it for Last of the Nice Guys, episode 13. Of course, Dirty Dirty 13. You can check me out on. Well, you can check me out whatever you want, but you can check me out on social media. That's Vibe Studios, VIBEREVSTUDIOS. That's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And of course, you can check out the studio website. Where eventually we're going to be seeing all the great Last of the Nice Guy content. That's vibrstudios.com, VIBEREVSTUDIOS. Joe.
You could find me on Instagram, which is probably the main source of where you can contact me. JOE.
The main source of where you can find yourself some Joe and Joe.
The main source, Joetarrro, Joe Taro. And if you want to connect via other social media sites, I guess Facebook, just DM
Yeah,
me and
slip,
I will
slip
I
into his
will
DM.
gladly just slip into my DM, even though I'll probably get in trouble for that.
Yeah,
Slip
slip into
into
his DM hard
slip
and
inside.
fast.
And I have to give a shout out also to my apparently Jay. I should have told you this earlier before. My son's 10-year-old YouTube page. He now does video game videos. What's the name of it again? Poke Joss Gaming. Okay, Poke Joss Gaming.
Oh,
Poke Joss Gaming. POKEJASGAMING. Poke Joss Gaming. He's on YouTube. He's 10 years old. He's great. The reason why I'm saying he's great because he's my son, so you better check him out. And yeah,
I just subscribed.
yay! You got subscribe. You got
I just,
a
I just,
subscriber.
I just subscribed. All right.
There you
I see
go.
he's got 5 videos. So
Yeah, a little. He's working on it. He's working on it. Okay.
well, I mean, let me know. Let me know. I can assist. I can make it a little. I can do some stuff. I've done it before. Oh, he streamed one before. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so check it out. PokeJoss Gaming on YouTube. It's cute. But
Yeah.
we gonna rock this. We gonna rock this.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I'll plug my kids stuff whenever my kids have stuff again, if ever. But with that being said, thank you, Joe, for a rousing conversation.
Yes. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it. This was a good
And we-
episode.
Absolutely, and we thank you for listening and for your time.
The Last of the Nice Guys. Follow, like, and subscribe on Twitter and Instagram at Last Nice Guys, Facebook.com/Last Nice Guys, or email lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com.
This is an audio production of Vibe Revelation Studios, the cure for your common day. VibeRevStudios.com.